It's not so unique in the sense that many of you may not have heard of Maskandi, the music genre and the role of women. Some of the best Maskandi women's group. There's a top five. I don't know what you think. The 23rd African Women's Arts Festival at the Durban Playhouse complex underway. The bill tonight, on the bill tonight is Traditional Extravaganza Concert, and it includes popular Maskandi groups. For more on this, we cross live to Simphiwe Makhanya, who's at the event. Simphiwe, I'd be very disappointed if groups such as Izingane Zoma, Amajiji Amhlope are not part of that bill.
Well, what I can tell you, Tsepiso, is that you will certainly be enjoying the show this evening, as we are indeed expecting Izingane Zoma to be part of this very exciting lineup of the 23rd South African Women's Arts Festival. We know, of course, obviously, that this time around the focus is on Maskandi music, because that is what the Durban Playhouse is basically trying to promote. But with me, who's going to tell us more about today's event, I'm joined by the CEO of the Durban Playhouse company, Miss Linda Bukosini. Thank you very much, Miss Bukosini, for your time. Perhaps before we start the show, what necessitated today's event?
This is the 23rd version of the South African Women's Arts Festival, and this concert tonight forms part of a much bigger festival, which started on Wednesday and will culminate tomorrow.
What are some of the activities that will be taking place?
We've had various productions, a drama production with Shelley Valentine. We have a dance production with some of the young stars who are coming up in dance, and they're terrific. Trafficked, it's called, and it talks about the plight of women who are trafficked. And we know the issues that are involved there. So we want conversation around these issues. We also have some workshops where people are mainly artists, but other members of the community who are talking about the plight of mental illness, depression, and so on. We want people to gather together and talk about things that affect women in society. We also have tomorrow Umkhulu Madalagnene, who plays Maskandi guitar, and he also plays a traditional or an indigenous mouthpiece, Zulu mouthpiece instrument called isitolotolo, and he's going to be teaching young people how to play these instruments. And of course tonight we've got an amazing lineup with Dunogwe, Nothembi Mkhwebane, Ingane Zoma, Don King on stage, and the concert is put together by Claire Mortimer. So it's going to be fantastic.
Okay. What do you want people to take away from today's concert?
We really hope that they get to appreciate not only the beautiful music, but also the complexities of the music, and have joy in getting together and appreciating some of the traditional South African music. We want people to have a good time together. This is a place for people from different walks of life to come together. It's a community hall. Nonetheless, it's quite a sophisticated one, but it's a community hall in the main. So we want people to come together to a place like this, which is funded by the Department of Arts and Culture, as well as we get funding from the KwaZulu-Natal Department of Arts and Culture. And the main aim is for people to come together to express themselves artistically and culturally. And today we get to see some of that.
Today being Women's Day, what is your message to women across the country?
Firstly, wishing all women of all ages, of all race groups, a very good evening. We wish them joy and love and peace. We wish our brothers also to take good care of them, to appreciate them, to honor them, and be part of bringing up a family that is conducive of good things that come out, instead of women crying, instead of women being abused, instead of children being fatherless, and so on, instead of there being abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse in the households. We want our men also to stand up and take responsibility in protecting and providing and caring for the emotional and spiritual well-being, as well as physical well-being of us as women, and also for us as women to take responsibility for our own joy, for our own happiness, for our own livelihood. Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Kosin, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
That was the CEO of the Playhouse company here in Durban, giving us a few as to what we can expect as the evening progresses here. We understand that the formal program will begin at about 7 o'clock this evening. It will go on up until late. So people, I can tell you that at the moment there's no one here, but they are certainly on their way to have fun and enjoy this day. Tepi, so it's back to you in Johannesburg.
Thanks, Simphiwe, and I know when we cross back to you at 8 p.m. there certainly will be somebody on stage, and you certainly will be having fun and will be dipping into that. Simphiwe Makhanya in our Durban